Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Bonkai922. Um, Kaiju number 8. Season 2. I finally got off that cough. I'm much better now. Episode 3. The Strongest Division. So, I was contemplating what was really going on in episode 2 with Kafka. We finally find out what it was. And it's kind of funny too, because in this episode, Kiriko, Shinomiya, thought it was Kaiju number 9 that was preventing Kafka from transforming. It wasn't. It was something more primal or more concrete. So we start the episode off with them fighting him and Shinomiya. We get a little snippet flashback of Shinomiya when she's fighting Kaiju number 9 of her mother, who was a very famous member of the defense force of killing kaijus. She's even at her school. She's a young girl. He's like, "Oh, your mom's great," like celebrating her mother, how powerful she is and whatnot. So, and then we get a scene where she's home with her mother. She comes home. She's hugging her. It's all joyous. Obviously, this doesn't last because she does die, which is then revealed, basically stating that she was killed by Kaiju number 6. But her death, though it be sad, she did prevent a lot of people from dying. And then we see the flashback ends with her and her father, being serious and, looking straight and everything, and that she's going to prevent that from ever happening again. And we see her fighting Kaiju number 9 back in the present. Now, we don't get a lot else in this episode. Really, it's two things that are being shown. It's Kafka and Kiriko, Shinomiya, and I forgot his name, the captain of the first division. My apologies, I forgot his name. Is he? Narumi. Now, Narumi, we get a little more info about him when he's fighting. Because basically, we have two Kaiju number 9s fighting at the same time. He basically cloned himself. So, let's start with Narumi first, because the Kafka thing I want to talk about later. But let's talk about Narumi first, because this was a pretty interesting fight with Narumi against Kaiju number 9. Both him and Kaiju number 9 exchange a lot of impressive blows. He tears him to pieces. He comes back and goes back and forth until Narumi reveals his abilities. Now, one of the abilities he has involves Kaiju number 1. And the head Shinomiya explains that Kaiju number 1 could predict your moving. Basically a clairvoyance. He could predict where you're going to move, basically looking in your brain where you were going to move to where and where. And Narumi has that Kaiju's abilities for his weapon. And his ability in his eyes, basically. So basically, I guess they implanted Kaiju number 1's eyes into Narumi. And basically, he just pinpoints him where he's going to be, and he just knocks him down. Now, the other fight with Shinomiya and Kafka against Kaiju number 9, it's revealed why he can't transform. fear. Now, Shinomiya thinks it's because of Kaiju number 9, why he can't transform. No. He can't transform because of the fear of transforming into Kaiju number 8 and therefore killing the people closest to him. That was the whole gist. Which, you kind of had a feeling in last week's episode that's what was happening. Because we do see, like, the beginning, before that fight actually happened, and Kafka was there, his legs were shaking. So, in a way, yeah, you could see it, that's what was going down here. And we actually get a visual representation. He stabs Kikoru, Shinomiya, and all the other people around him of the Division Force, the rookies, are all dead. It's a very visual representation. And he realizes what is going on here. And then Shinomiya snaps him out of it, saying, hey, there's no way that's going to happen. You need to believe in yourself, blah, blah, blah. You know, not a Naruto talk, but it's a big pick-me-up talk for Kafka. He mans up, he transforms, and it's go time. When he transforms and fights Kaiju number 9, it went, holy shit! Basically, he tells her to go fight the other ants that he resurrected. They resurrected the other ants that they thought they were killed. And then Kaiju number 9 thinks he's got the upper hand, and Kafka, as 8, goes right through the ant, makes a big fucking hole, and destroys its core. Then he dodges a few attacks, I think, from Kaiju number 9, and just goes really high. He had like jets. He had jets on the bottom of his feet. So he was like flying. I was like, holy shit. And he goes really high and slams right on Kaiju number 9 and flattens him. Kills him. Oh, he's not dead, but you get the gist. Very impressive. Very impressive. It was like, and it was funny because Kaiju number 9 was trying to hold him down because he has the roots basically go out from under the ground and grab him, and it still wasn't enough. He couldn't stop his overall Kaiju number 8's overall power. And because because Kafka got over the fear, excuse me, he was able to just use more power of Kaiju number 8 than he initially thought he possessed. So he's getting stronger as we go along here. But he flattens him, and that's where the episode ends. So it was, overall, I thought this was a very good episode. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Good flashback with Kokuri. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. Kikori. Or we'll just call it Shinomiya. Kikoru. So, Kikoru, good flashback about her mother, about everything else, and how she's going to protect everyone. Snapping Kafka out of his funk. He transforms to Kaiju number 8, take care of business. And then we also got Narumi. This was a pretty good sprue, big showcase of Narumi's powers, Kafka's Kaiju number 8, and we got a pretty decent flashback. So overall, definitely good episode. 9 out of 10 for this one. And now we see how this is going to go as we go into this season. Now, I don't know the details of the manga, and I don't know how we're going to see for the rest of this season. It's probably going to be more along the lines of, you're going to see more Kaiju number 9 stuff happening, I would think. of him just, showing up, other kaiju showing up, and then taking care of business. Plus, we haven't seen like the other rookies, which is kind of strange in a way. We haven't seen Reno, and the other ones. So I think like during the season we're gonna see them and what they're doing. But really good episode. I really enjoyed it, and kind of want to see more of Narumi with his abilities because that's pretty awesome. That he can actually predict where they're gonna move before they know where they're gonna move. Because actually, when you see through his eyes, he's seeing their brain. And there's like electricity in the brain that shows you he actually can see them thinking where they're going to move before they move. So pretty awesome. Until then, it's Bonkai 922. I'll see you guys later. Kafka with that freaking slam! With the jet boots on his bottom soles. That was insane. My dudes, that was insane. I'll see you guys later.